Hi everybody, thanks for dropping in on the Mountain West Network studio. I'm Jesse Kurtz. Ike Larsen of Utah State is one of the most exciting players in college football. His energy on the field is electric. His smile is infectious. And he, like all college athletes, is tough. But as you're about to find out, even the toughest of athletes sometimes have to ask for help. Protected by the rugged Wasatch Range, there is peace in the Cache Valley. A small-town mountain oasis that on occasion attracts national attention on the football field.
Intercepted! Ike Larsen!
Passionate. I think passionate. I describe myself as a passionate player.
How about that, Skyview?
Seeing it coming before it happens and having the athletic ability to make the play, that's why he shines.
Take it to the house, big fella!
As the brightest star on the Utah State football team, Ike Larsen knows how much this university and the Aggies mean to this community. He grew up in this valley, dreaming of how he could make a difference.
As little kids, we're watching the games on TV or we're coming to the games and wishing we could be here in this position one day.
Ike tracks it down!
As a standout state champion high school football player, Larsen was celebrated when he committed to Utah State, where in his first season, he was a part of the first Mountain West Championship in program history.
That year was crazy. The brotherhood we formed around each other was unbelievable and unbreakable.
But despite the smiles, the dancing, and pride, deep down, Larsen was hurting, hiding some dark thoughts that had plagued him for weeks.
You get in that mind state where you think life will be better without you, everybody will, be happier without you.
To best understand the troubles that were weighing on Larsen, you have to go back to the start of his freshman year.
My mom and dad, both of them were pretty much dead.
COVID crippled the Larsen family, both parents hospitalized. While Dad slowly improved over weeks, Mom spent 3 months under doctor's care, intubated in a coma for a month.
Anytime my phone buzzed, I was like, please don't be bad news. Please be good news.
I think that took a toll on Isaac. Mentally, I think that.
He had football, he couldn't leave.
He had football and he'd go to practice and then he'd come right back. And I'm like, bro, you got things to do. Go do your weights and go do this. He's like, I want to make sure you're okay. I'm like, I'm good. I'm home, I'm good. We're gonna go see Mom tonight. So when do you get off practice? And then we'd go down to see Mom.
One day, down there at the hospital with my mom, and I'll never forget it, a whole bunch of stuff started going off, literally like the movies, and the machine started going off and stuff like that, and I just didn't even know what to think. I was like, this is gonna be the last time I see my mom.
By late October, 2/3 of the way through the season, Joanne had pulled through and got to go home, and the 3-month nightmare was finally over. But despite the positive turn and the championship won, the gravity of life continued to take a toll on Ike.
I was just in a mindset, I was so beat up on myself.
The COVID scare, a breakup with his girlfriend, and limited playing time on the football field that season got to be too much. Just 8 days after celebrating a conference title, Ike had hit his breaking point.
December 12th was finally the day, I couldn't do it no more. And unfortunately, try to kill myself with a gun. You get in that mind state, okay, it's over. So I pulled the gun out, got out the car, and then it just hit me. At that point, it hit me. I was like, what am I doing? Still have the gun in my hand. I get on my phone. I haven't told my parents anything yet. call 911,
911, what's your emergency?
and I'm just bawling at that point. Like I need help.
First responders were able to calm Ike Larsen down that night, avoiding an irreversible tragedy.
I've never felt that way. Like I wanted to end it all. So, but I can proudly say now, I seeked help, went to therapy, and I know how to cope in those moments, I guess you can say.
Almost 3 years later, Ike has made it his mission to help others who struggle through dark days, offering his help, his story, and his love.
If you're going through a rough time, please seek help, and even text me, please. DM me on Instagram. I'll reply to anybody that texts me. On Instagram, if you get my Snapchat somehow, I don't care. Get my number somehow, I'll reply to anybody. You mean so much, you mean a lot. You may not think it at that time because you get in that mindset where it's okay, nothing matters, I'm done, but it's not how it is. You mean a lot.
Everyone involved in Ike's life has learned a valuable lesson that needs to be shared.
Know your kid.
And push the issue. If they say they're okay, still ask questions, still push it.
It's okay to be uncomfortable. It really is. I mean, if they're in a spot where they really don't want to talk about it, they're gonna try really hard to push you away, and that's when you gotta double down, and it's okay for it to be uncomfortable. It really is.
A year of therapy taught Ike Larsen how to love himself, appreciate himself. He's also discovered new ways to express himself.
I don't even really know why. You got me tripping, yeah, you always on my mind.
I think it's a way that I found to cope and talk about my feelings, because if you listen to any of my songs, I don't want to say they're kind of soft songs, but I don't rap, I sing, and I don't swear any of my music. I usually just talk about feelings, talk about life.
You see me on my face, you're hearing my name.
Learning to deal with life's challenges had not only made Ike a happier person, it's made him a better football player too.
Holy smokes, Utah State just blocked the extra point.
He never gets rattled in the face of adversity.
The moment's never too big for me, honestly, and I truly believe that.
Intercepted, it's gonna be a big six.
I can stay pretty calm and collective in, kind of any situation, in pretty much all situations, and when the time comes and there needs to be a big play happen, 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be me.
Intercepted! Ike Larsen got that one.
Logan has rallied behind its native son, lifting him through his darkest days. Now, he's not only the big man on campus, he's the big man in town.
Little kids love him. I love that. I love going to a restaurant and little kids come up to him. And he talks to him. He doesn't ignore him. He doesn't push him away. He talks to him. It makes him really excited.
Give him a high five, sign autographs. I'll take that over any NIL money. And that's ultimately the reason I stayed here. I got offered big money. Everybody knows that. A lot of money to leave Utah State, but you can't buy a little kid coming up to you and being like, "Hey, Ike, thanks for speaking at the practice the other day." You can't buy that.
I've seen this kid from so young, and I've just known it from the beginning that he had something special, and it's hard to talk about him without tearing up, but it's pretty awesome.
Ike Larsen grew up dreaming of making a difference at Utah State.
Intercepted!
But he never could have imagined the magnitude of that impact would be more beautiful than the Wasatch Mountains that watch over his beloved hometown.
Ike Larsen, let me hear from you, big fella.
Thank you to Ike Larsen for having the courage to share his story. If you or you know somebody who is struggling, feeling overwhelmed, or maybe having suicidal thoughts, please seek help immediately. Call the 988 Lifeline. You could be the one who saves a life. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Jesse Kurtz.